what you're looking at right now is two white people living as black people. On the left is Martina Big, and on the right is her boyfriend. I have been fascinated with this couple, especially Martina, for a couple of years now. My taters are very familiar with her. She used to be known as the woman who wanted the biggest boobs in the world. And then she started to up her game by being black. This child went more times to Africa than probably any Kenyan, okay? And she has an African name, but her trademark name is Martina Big. And this is what her and her boyfriend used to look like about 10 or 15 years ago, okay? They both are born blonde, with blue eyes and very, very pale skin. Although Martina always talked about how she loved to have a tan. And yeah, they live their life right now as black folks. So how does she get this? First of all, I want you to understand that her skin is not that way because of tanning. Her skin is that way because of a injection she can take that will darken her skin. This is called tanning injections. So she get injected by her doctor. I don't know how many times her doctor injects her with this tanning, and I don't know how long it lasts. I forgot. I have not kept up with this girl in so long. I haven't kept up with her, but she used to wear a lot of weave, and now she has hair implants that will make her hair kinkier and thicker and more coarse than her normal hair, which is blonde. Okay, and all he did with his hair is basically just dyed it. He just dyed his hair from blonde to either dark brown or black. That's what it looks like. So and he looked like he just took a little bit of the tan injections, but basically he didn't go all out like she did. So that's what she did. She also had her nose done and her lips done and also wear contact lenses, brown contact lenses, to give herself the appearance of actually living as a black woman. And then you have this epidemic going on right here in the United States. We have a lot of white people. This is just one of 5. I'm not kidding you. One of 5 white women this year that is pretending to be black when they're actually white. And we're not talking about Rachel Dolezal. Rachel Dolezal is old news, honey. So is Talcum X, aka Sean King. I'm talking about, we have some new straight white women, okay, and one white man. I would do a video about all of them probably probably in another week or two, because it requires a lot of research on their backstory, and I have a lot of stuff going on, so I haven't had a chance to do that. But this girl name is Satchel Cole. I don't even know if that's her real birth name, but anyway, she's white, and she basically lied and said that she's black. She also is one of the chapter members of a Black Lives Matter organization in Indianapolis, and she also started a justice activist thing for black folks, and she is straight up white, baby. So why am I mentioning all this? Why am I bringing up this chick and then I'm bringing up these people? Well, I'm bringing them up because of this right here. Governor Newsom signed a bill into law that allows white people to self-identify as black. Well, let me be fair. It allows anyone to identify as any underrepresented minority. Now, I know that sounds confusing, and I know you're looking at the computer monitor like, say what? Honey, let me go ahead and read this. This is so delicious. California lost their minds, baby. Okay, California law requires diversity on corporate boards. Members can self-identify as black. Can you imagine? This man can say, I feel like being black today. That way I can meet our quota for our board members, okay? For our board, and we won't break the law. You got it. You got to respect the hustle. California Governor Gavin Newsom signed a law on Wednesday that requires corporations to have a minimum number of board members from underrepresented community, as defined by race, gender, sexuality, and other categories of identity. That is identity politics soup, honey. Good. Newsom signed a new law, AB 979, along with other laws aimed at ending systemic racism. There's no such thing as systemic racism. I don't understand why people are talking about that. Including a law establishing a task force to study reparations for slavery. I did a video on that already. You probably need to check that out. I'll probably put a card up in the video in here so that you can go ahead and check that out, or I'll probably put it at the end credits. It's a really good video. Go check it out for me, please. The new bill comes on top of existing legislation signed into law in 2018 requiring that companies have a minimum number of board members who are female or, ready for this, who at least identify themselves as female. Let's talk about that, honey. Okay, let's talk about that. So this is the law right here, okay? This is the legislation that they signed. What they're saying is, it doesn't matter if you are biologically female, XX chromosome. It doesn't matter whether you wear a dress or you try to present yourself as female. You can have a full-on beard. You can be in a suit. You don't have to have any type of injections or go on any type of hormone therapy. None of that. All you have to do is say, today I'm a woman, honey. Today I am a woman. All you have to do is identify as one, okay? You don't have to go through any transition. As you can see where it says California's Democratic-dominated legislature is moving to require gender diversity on the boards of publicly held companies, which would have to appoint individuals self-identifying as females. Let me show you what that looks like. Let's pretend that this is a board meeting of a major company that's public, okay? Not private, but public, okay? Now, as you can see, every person in this picture is a white male. Hey, Daddy Pence, how you doing, Daddy Pence? Hi. So let's say, for instance, this board meeting is in California. Well, you know what? They're breaking the law because there's no diversity here, according to the new law that Governor Gavin Newsom has signed in 2018. So what one of these white men have to do in the meeting is identify as a woman. They don't have to put a wig on, honey. They don't have to put no cheap makeup on their face. They don't got to get boobs. They ain't got to change their clothes or change their name. All they got to do is say, today I identify as a woman. And boom! They actually meet the criteria here that was signed into law in 2018 for female diversity. See? Isn't it great? Isn't it awesome? Because remember, all they have to do is identify as a female. They don't have to go through the transition of being a female. They have to identify as a female, and therefore they will not be breaking the law, SB 826. Now, let's go back here because it gets even better. According to the Legislative Council's Digest, AB 979 requires public companies to have a minimum of one director from an unrepresented community as defined. It will also require no later than the close of the 2022 calendar year such a corporation with more than 4 but fewer than 9 directors to have a minimum of 2 directors from underrepresented communities, and such a corporation with 9 or more directors to have a minimum of 3 directors from underrepresented communities. The text of the law defines a member of an underrepresented community as an individual who self-identifies as Black, African American, Hispanic, Latino, Asian, Pacific Islander, Native American, Native Hawaiian, or Alaska Native, or who self-identifies as gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender. Now, those of you who are not in America, you probably want to know, what's the difference between Black and African American? Well, African American would probably be restricted to Blacks who were born and raised here in America versus Blacks who were born in other countries outside of America who have now come to America. So let's say, for instance, like somebody who's born in England, a Black woman who's born in England. Well, she would not be African American when she comes here to America. She would just be Black, versus somebody who is born in America who's Black will be known as an African American. I know it gets a little confusing, but that's what they mean by this. Okay, so listen, so here we go. So therefore, remember, an individual who self-identifies as any of these minorities. So let's look at the Black with, oh, this is so much fun. Let's go back to this white board meeting, okay? Let's pretend that this board meeting is in California. Now, if we're just going to sit up here and just look at it at face value and all these men identify as white males, well, they are breaking the law. Call the police. Somebody call 911. They're breaking the law over here. Now, what they have to do to not break the law is, first of all, one of them has to identify as a woman. So we got this guy right here who identifies as a woman, okay? Hey, girl, I love what you've been doing with your skin. Then we have to get one of these fine young men to identify as Black. Let's see, who do we get here? Oh, look, I like this brother right here. He got a swag right here. Okay, we're going to call, this guy name is Charlie. Okay. We're going to call him Cletus, okay? He's going to be Cletus for today. So he's going to identify as a Black man, all right? Or he could be a Black woman, it doesn't matter. Or he could be a gay Black man. He can identify as a gay Black man, and with this white man identify as a woman, they're all meeting the criteria to diversity. Yeah! Remember, all they have to do is self-identify as Black, gay, lesbian. They can identify as Latino, Hispanic. They can identify as a woman. They can identify as anything but a white man. All for diversity. Dude, oh, this is so wonderful. All right, almost finished with the article. The law does not indicate how to distinguish someone who self-identifies as Black from someone who is actually Black. Proposition 209, which is up for repeal by voters this November in Proposition 16, bans the state from using race as a criterion in hiring, but does not bar legislation requiring companies to implement self-identifying diversity criteria. You gotta love it, man. California is a mess. Oh my God, they are so messy. And I'm here for it, dude. I'm so here for it. So now white people can be Black. All they gotta do is identify one. I mean, you got Sean King and Rachel Dolezal pretending to be Black, so why not? Why not make it official? So if these two Germans come to California, I mean, at least they put some effort into being Black. You know what I'm saying? But according to this law, you don't really got to put any effort. You just got to say, today I identify as a woman, or today I identify as a Black man, or a Black gay woman, or whatever you want to say. They could just identify that way. They can identify this and still meet the criteria of diversity and virtue signal at the same time. It's glorious. Wow, California, you have definitely outdone yourself today. Tell me what you think about this. Do you see this actually taking off? I'm sorry, I find the whole thing hilarious. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is Tree from treeoflogic.com. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Later, taters.